Have you ever heard a heartbeat where no one was alive? Have you ever unplugged a machine and it kept working anyway? What do you do when the monitor says someone is dying, but there's no one in the bed? I work nights in the ICU wing of North Hollow Hospital. If you've never done a graveyard shift in a trauma unit, here's a free piece of advice. It's not the silence that gets you. It's the rhythm, the beeping, the humming, the slow mechanical breathing from patients who haven't spoken in weeks. There's a kind of music in it, and once you start listening too closely, you begin to hear when something's out of tune. It started on a Tuesday. I was on VITALS rotation, checking each monitor one by one. Heart rate, oxygen, blood pressure, same routine every hour. Room 9B had been empty since Sunday. The patient, elderly male, passed away during the morning shift. Bed stripped, curtains drawn, machine unplugged. But that night, the monitor in 9B lit up. Beep, beep. 78 BPM. Stable rhythm. At first I thought someone had plugged the system back in. But when I checked the cord, it was still sitting on the floor, completely disconnected. I reached for the power switch, already off. I rebooted the console thinking it was a glitch. The numbers vanished and then came back. 78 BPM, 16 breaths per minute. Blood oxygen, 97%. Patient, unidentified. I called upstairs to records. They ran the ID tag assigned to that bed. It returned blank. No patient assigned, no historical data. But while I was on the call, the monitor spiked. Heartbeat rising, 110, 125, 140, like something panicking. Then it stopped. Flatline. A long, piercing tone that echoed down the hall. And then the printer chirped. Each VITALS console has a tiny receipt printer, old-fashioned thermal paper, used to log emergency readouts. It printed a single line. I am not gone. I am just not yours. I thought someone was screwing with me. ICU techs play pranks, creepy ones sometimes. But no one was laughing, and no one else was on that floor. When I checked the feed from the hallway camera outside 9B, there was no one entering. But at exactly 2:17 a.m., the lights inside the room dimmed on their own. Not a blackout, just like something was leaning too close to the switch. I left the console unplugged, turned off the breaker to be safe. I even locked the wheels on the bed. The next night, the monitor lit up again. New vitals, same heartbeat. And another message printed, "Stop moving my bed." I told the on-call supervisor. He didn't believe me until he watched the machine print by itself. We pulled the panel off the wall, nothing inside but dust and wires. Still, the numbers kept changing. Temperature, blood pressure, even pupil response. The bed was empty, but something was reporting back. The third night, it printed something else. A page-long medical chart. Except it wasn't for room 9B. It was for my father. Same name, same DOB. He died 7 years ago, at a different hospital. I never entered that into our system. I never told anyone. I tried to reset the printer, but when I pulled the paper roll, I found writing on the inside of the coil. You watched me drown. Why didn't you come back in? You knew I was still breathing. I dropped it. I didn't even realize my hands were shaking. I hadn't thought about that day in years. Last night I tried to disconnect the entire machine, not just unplug, but remove it from the wall. When I pried open the back panel, I found something lodged in the wiring. A tiny plastic patient bracelet. Faded ink, but I could still read the name. Mine. The machine beeped once, and then printed, "If you're here, then who's upstairs in your room?" I haven't gone home since. There's a cot in the supply closet. I sleep there now, with the lights on, and the sound of the machines whispering just beyond the door. If you ever visit North Hollow ICU, stay away from room 9B. Don't look at the monitor. Don't listen to the beeping, because it's not your heart it's measuring, it's your guilt.